Hi guys, my name is Megan and today I've got my August wrap up for you. Alright, so August has been a really good reading month. I've really gotten back into reading fantasy books, so let's go and just dive into everything that I read this month. Alright, so the first book that I finished this month was Street Magic. This is the second book in the Circle Opens series. This is a spin-off series of the Circle of Magic. This was really fun and just so different from a lot of other YA fantasy books, I feel like. I mean, not just because this is an older book, but also just because the characters actually feel like kids running around doing magic and learning and being themselves. This got a solid 4 to 5 stars, and I would highly recommend reading this series. It's so good. Next up, I finished off Key. This is the third book in the Whispering Key series. This is also the last of the Whispering Key books. This was really fun. It was following a rock star, his former best friend, as they try to figure out their issues, but also there's a whole lot of family drama in there, just a whole lot of drama in it. It was really fun and really summery, especially if you are just looking for a really fun beach read. This is definitely one to check out. This got a solid 4 to 5 stars. So next up I finished Fresh Ink. This is the book of short stories set in the Irons and Works series. It was really interesting and I really love getting to see all of these characters again. There are some people I wish were in more stories, but you know, that's the thing with a really good book series. You're always hoping for just a little bit more of your favorite characters. This got a solid 4 to 5 stars, and the Irons and Works series is one that I would highly recommend, but also please check trigger warnings before diving in. After that, I finished Therapy Game Volume 3. This was such a good read. This was following Shizuma and Minato as they are trying to figure out their relationship. They're also dealing with a lot of jealousy and wanting to be with their partner, but they're just not being enough time in the day around their jobs, and if they're going to be moving in together. This one is really good. This manga series is actually one of my favorites. This one, I would definitely check trigger warnings just because there's a little tiny bit of triggering content just to be safe. But anyway, I really love these two because they're such idiots in love and they just want to be together, and this got a solid 4.5 out of 5 stars. Next up I finished Alpha Dragon's Eagle. This was a really fun, short, beachy, summery read. This is the second book in the Dragon Fate games. This is just a really fun, lighthearted read, and it's an Omegaverse book series, so that one is not for those under 18. It's also something that you should check trigger warnings for, just in case. But this was really fun, and it had me giggling the entire time I was reading it because it's so ridiculous and funny and just completely out there. This got a 4 to 5 stars, and I'm really looking forward to diving into the rest of the series. Next up I finished one of my favorite books of the year, and that was King's Rising. This is the third this is the third book in the Captive Prince series. This was the end of the series. There's book of short stories after this, but for the main series, this is it. This was so good. If you love political machinations and if you love all the fantasy stuff but you don't want any magic, this is the book series to look into. It's so good. There's just political stuff going on everywhere, and Lawrence and Damon are just so gone for each other that they don't even want to admit it, but also they kind of do because they really like each other, and they're kind of stupid about it, and everybody underestimates Lawrence, and just things do not go the way it starts out going one way and then it does a complete 180, and it's so good. I would highly recommend this series. This one got a 5 out of 5 stars. Actually, this whole series has been really great. Just got to read that book of short stories and then I'll be officially done with the series, but one of the best reading experiences that I've had in a long time. Please double check trigger warnings before diving into the series because there are a lot. And this book series does get real dark real quick, but also it's one of the best book series I've ever read. Next up I finished Mr. Villain's Day Off. This was so much fun to read. So this is following a villain as he is taking his days off and he just wants to go to the zoo and hang out with the pandas all day and eat really good food and just not have to deal with anything work related. And for being a villain, he's really nice to people on his days off, and he doesn't want to cause confrontation, and he just helps people, especially after they give him food recommendations, or he happens to help some kids, find their adults, and it's just so much fun. Like, this is the perspective that you didn't know that you needed. This got a solid 4 to 5 stars, and I'm really looking forward to diving into this series more. All right, so now we're on to the books that I'm currently reading as of the filming of this video, the first of which is Intoxicating. This book, let me tell you, this one is definitely not for those under 18, and you really got to check the trigger warnings on this one, because I did not, and I just kind of dove in and just, whew. It's a lot. It's really, really good though. Onley James is has become one of my favorite authors, and just, this book was a lot for like the first book in a series, but I really enjoyed it. I'm about 80% of the way through this as of the filming of this video, and it's really, really good. But like I said, it's a lot, so yeah. And then the other book that I'm currently reading as of filming this video is That Time I Got Drunk and Needed a Love Potion at a Werewolf. This is hilarious. It's had me giggling the entire time I've read it, and I really just don't want to put it down. And I'm so happy that Felix gets to be an absolute menace. And Felix is the werewolf that got the love potion needed at them. He gets to be an absolute menace, and I love that for him. So those are the books that I have read this month. There's a couple that I didn't quite get to, I think, but that's okay. My favorite book this month definitely has to go to King's Rising. It was fantastic, and it's definitely in the running for being favorite book of the year. What did you guys read this month? Did you have a favorite? Let me know down below. If you guys like this video, don't forget the like button. If you haven't already but would like to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to follow me on social media for more bookish stuff, check out the links down below. Alrighty, bye guys.